Greetings, Aquarius. Welcome to Gemini season and welcome to your reading. We love this air for you. Jupiter just entered your 5th house of romance and creativity for the next year as of today, May 25th. So romance is a go, creativity is a go, the good time. It's the good time. And you really do deserve it. You deserve the good looks, the good food, the good places and spaces. And this year really is about having as much fun as you can. It's also about a light being shined on you and you being comfortable in that light. You commanding the light in whatever way you need, right? You are a very group-focused person, so sometimes commanding the light ends up being about everyone else, which is very smart. Very, very smart. It's the smartest way to use it. But this year wants you to let yourself shine the light on yourself and not feel so bad about it. Is there a way that you can give yourself the proper amount of spotlight without taking away from your larger community? And Jupiter in your 5th house says yes, and I am going to teach you how to do it. And the reason that I'm going to teach you how to do it is because not only do you deserve it, but you're fighting with yourself about it. You're fighting with yourself inside, and you're fighting with others who allow themselves to do this. You can't figure out why they're allowed to be so self-centered, and you have to be about everyone, and you have to, and as much as you love it, there's a part of you that just wishes that you could make it make sense in your mind. And this year, you find the information, you find a way from this deep sense of obligation. You find a way to let yourself have what you want, because the truth is more important now than that obligatory energy that was planted in you from birth. Something that made you taught you how to be apart, taught you that as much as you want to go your own way, it's really not accepted. It's really not accepted to step away from the pack. And I'll tell you, this Jupiter and Gemini energy is the best at being in the pack and away from the pack all at once. It is the smartest, but it's also very spiritual. Very spiritual, not religious, but spiritual. Yeah? In that mental stimulation and mental freedom comes at a cost, absolutely. Absolutely. But if you learn how to manage and you're not afraid of the unknown and you're not afraid of divinity and its wholeness, which really just means that black and white energy that you feel as an Aquarius, as a fixed sign, as all fixed signs feel life in a very black and white sense of right and wrong and this or that, or yeah, this is the way. That black and white sense is something that you learn this year. What you learn about that black and white part of you is that part of you can keep you very stuck. It can keep you from doing things that you really want to do. Things that you just really want to do, you won't let yourself do it because you are holding yourself to this star energy that is the obligation. Whether, like I said, this was placed on you or a mindset that was planted inside of you, something that you adopted early on. Whatever that mindset is keeping you from something that you really, really want, creatively, relationally, lifestyle. And the only way to connect to that energy is to allow yourself to go behind that black and white and look. When you go behind that black and white, when you look a little bit deeper than everything that's on the surface, fixed signs, very comfortable with the surface, very good at managing the surface, the best actually at it. But what happens when you let yourself, I won't even say let yourself, we're immutable energy for the next year. Things are not black and white. Things are very mystical, very godly, I'll say. Very divine, I'll say. Yeah? The timing of things gets, very spiritual, and the synchronicities and the ways of thinking, all of the different ways of thinking in this life are given a platform this year. So essentially you're forced to look behind that black and white fixed mindset, and at the beginning it may feel like, wow, how have I let myself believe these things for so long and hold so tightly to these things for so long. It makes you feel like things that have created stability for you your whole life are falling to the ground. Things that you felt like were family. What connection is. The Queen of Pentacles, Nine of Swords, and the Tower is this deep sadness and chaos that you start to feel about the solid structures in your life, about the things that you've allowed yourself to equate to your self-worth. And now that the collective thought is not so obligatory, meaning connecting with the world around us now there's not the same level of control that the world has had on us, that our communities have had on us. Everyone is just following thought. Yeah? So this is really good for you because you do have a lot of thoughts. Again, a lot of these things that you wouldn't allow yourself to feel. These are things that feel like dark even. But there's a definite balance that you can find in this. There's definitely a need to go very deep inside and to turn these realizations as you're finding them. It's like you have this ability to push thoughts to the side and group them into something that is acceptable for everyone, and then that is what it is. And you know how to deliver, you know how to, feed that, and you know the response that will come from that. But now that energy it's valued, but I think people are more comfortable with the full truth now. And it's interesting because your full truth is so accepted. It's very valuable. It's very quantifiable as well. And maybe your full truth is that sometimes I feel really sad, and sometimes I feel like my life is crazy, chaotic, and I feel like I have no control, but this is how I find the control again. This is how I work myself back to where I want to be. Yeah? Yeah. Venus and Mercury will enter Cancer on June 17th, and it's time to work. It's time to, start turning that spotlight. Give yourself that spotlight and turn it into something. To be dedicated to it and to understand that you're allowed to be truly focused on you. Yeah. You're allowed to build something for you. You're allowed to have rules about this thing, how you want it to be. You're allowed to. But your people want to know the truth. And the truth is not always fun. The truth is that we're all taking from each other. The truth is that as much as we feel we know something, sometimes the opposite is even true of that thing. So the humility is important to continue to tap into as well. But don't let the way that the world pushes up against your truth of the moment, don't let that stop you from building, because it definitely can. The people who want to take from you, the people who don't want to give what you want to give, the people who don't want to put the work in, who should be putting the work in, all of that can take your work back 10 steps. But this love, this romance, it shines so bright over the next year. It shines so bright that it keeps you going. It makes the work easy. This good time that you're able to have with yourself or with someone else or with your people gives you the boost you need every single time. Every time that you feel like your best work is being swiped, your best work is, you can't even put it out because you're subconscious about it, whatever the Seven of Swords is, whatever the self-sabotage is, your people, your community, your lover, give you that boost, give you that push, give you that fire that you need. If you're dealing with a Sagittarian, they have a lot of freedom, but they don't want to be tied to anything fixed. They don't want to follow anybody else's rules. They've been hemmed in for the past year, and they can finally do whatever they want whenever they want. And as a fixed sign, you really want people to do what you want them to do, even if you don't want to say that. And they cannot be contained, and they won't be. But that doesn't mean that you can't be great partners, and that doesn't mean that you can't help each other a lot. That doesn't mean that they can help you take the seeds that you've planted to a place that you've been wishing for. If you want to travel together, if you want to make things happen together, the opportunity is there. If you understand that if you touch their freedom, they will burn you. They do not like to be controlled. They do not like rules. which is why they're creating their own world so they don't have to follow anybody else's rules. So if you can find your way in their life in a way that feels okay for you, there's a lot that you can enjoy together and build together. But if it's too much for you, there are plenty of other people like this Gemini and this Leo who will follow your rules. The Leo will gladly follow your rules because they just love you. The Gemini will follow your rules because they understand that you open them up to what they desire. They will listen to you, they will talk to you, they'll follow your every word because they're just smart enough to do it. And they actually find a lot of fulfillment in running all over the place. They find a lot of fulfillment in connecting, and they get a lot of information and a lot of healing from being connected. This Leo is fixed like you. They're fixed. They appreciate the stability of connecting with you. They're glad to follow your rules. They're glad to build the rules with you. They're glad to maintain this stability with you. It might not be as fun as you may be craving, but it's comfortable and makes you feel powerful. And that's really needed for you. So lean into that connection with the Leo. They make you feel like the haters don't exist, and they're good at being in this energy of non-fun stability. They understand it. They know how to complain. They know how to, you know what I mean? In terms of love, there is an Aries who feels like a huge opportunity, feels like someone I could step out into the world with. And it feels very new and hot even. And it's supported. It's exciting. It feels complete. Feels grown up. Just continue to focus on you, and they match your energy. This person is matching your energy. If you're confused, they'll help you, but there's no reason to be confused now. There's no reason to overthink what you deserve. And if you overthink it, you might rush towards them and give them more than they should and become imbalanced. Be calm and be very receptive. You have everything you need. You're doing everything that you need. Move forward. Do the hard work behind the scenes of moving forward in your life and going after the things that you've been working toward that sometimes you forget about, but then you remember to focus back because you understand that's the thing that makes you feel strong, and it makes you feel unconditional love for yourself and unconditional love for this life. Don't let this love stop you and slow you down. Keep exploring. Keep finding fulfillment outside of this connection. Keep reinventing yourself. Keep being receptive. Don't slow down. Don't wait on anybody to give you the green light to create that thing that makes you feel amazing and makes you feel like life is going exactly the way that you want to. Do not feel bad about having the spotlight and needing the spotlight. Take it gladly. Know that it's rooted in love, and even in the moments when it's not fully rooted in love, that doesn't make it bad. Make the money that you've been wanting to. Pursue it, even if it's slowly. Pursue it. Slow is good. Slow is fine. Pursue it. This love will build on itself slowly. The more you do it, the love is just a reflection of you. Wherever you find yourself, that's where the love is. Wherever you're heading to, that's where the love is heading to. Remember that. I love you, Aquarius. I will see you in water season, Cancer season. In the meantime, you can schedule your birth chart and private readings with me through the link in the description. And the Gemini season playlist Gem is out now on Apple Music, also linked in the description. And then the Gemini season kickoff Endless Fascination is out now on YouTube. See you in Cancer season. Bye.